Hello friends, my name is Lana. Welcome to my channel. This is the Lambs and Lilies workshop where it's all about crocheting, knitting, and sewing adventures. In this particular video, what I would like to do is start tackling my extensive project list. There are quite a few things that are small projects, there are big projects. I just need to get them done. And also, what I'd like to get coupled with that is stash busting. So I did a quick count of how many balls of yarn. Doesn't matter whether they're brand new or whether they're used. I'm just counting each skein of yarn, and I have exactly 100 skeins of yarn. It's not as bad as it could be, but still, that's quite a lot of things that I would like to get rid of. So in this video, I think I'll only be able to make 3 projects, and that will be pot holders, a rug, and I also need to make a summer top for myself. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first one I wanted to start with is a little rug in between my bed and my baby's crib in my room. And anytime I have to get up to her at night to feed her, I do step onto cold vinyl floor. I know, first world problems. It's okay. I kind of want to fix that problem for myself. So I want to make a rug. I have some burlap blanket yarn that I'm not using for anything else. So under my desk I have this 3-drawer thing. This bottom one is just full of burlap blanket yarn. I'm thinking this one and this one maybe. These two will go really well together. This is variegated. I think it will go nicely. So I'm thinking to stripe these two together. I'm not sure if it will be enough, but there's only one way to find out, really. All right, so while I'm working, I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself. Since I'm just starting this channel, we don't really know each other yet. So I've been crocheting since I was 13 years old. I started when I saw for the very first time ever what crochet is. My brother married a lovely little lady. Her name is Jane. And then when Jane was expecting her first baby, I was about 13 years old. And that's when I first saw her crocheting. She was crocheting something for the baby. I think it was a blanket or something. And I was like, what is that? I've only ever seen knitting. My mom is a fantastic knitter, but for me, it just seemed so complicated at the time. So I saw her just using one hook and she's creating fantastic, beautiful results, you know? So she let me borrow her hook for just one evening. So I crocheted just a simple square, maybe like a foot by a foot, just like a whole square of mesh. That was my very first project ever. And ever since then, I fell in love. That weekend, I asked my mom to take me to Joann's. I'm so sorry to hear Joann's is closing there in the United States. We don't even have a Joann's here in Canada. I live in Canada. My mom bought me some, just whatever yarn was on sale at the time. She bought me my first crochet hook, which I still have, by the way. It's a 6.5 millimeter, this one right here. This exact hook is my first one. As for knitting, I've only been knitting for about a year. I've made a few things. I've made some of my children some clothes, just my toddler and my baby some sweaters. And the biggest one yet I've made is a cardigan for myself, which is quite long. As for sewing, I've been sewing for about 9 years. I have not made any clothing still, maybe just like Barbie clothing for my oldest daughter. But other than that, I haven't really felt brave enough to venture into garment making and sewing yet. It's already afternoon of the following day, and here's how much I got done. I worked on it a little bit last night, just a little bit, and I will go until, here's the yarn situation. I think I'll run out of the white first, so I'll go until I'll probably run out of this. I am almost done with this row. I have literally this much left, but I also only have this much yarn left. So it's not going to be enough. I think it might just get me through half of it. The other half, I'm going to have to add another yarn. Let me show you. So let's grab the only other one that will more or less match, which is another burnout blanket. It is variegated, but it has a very similar like tone to it. So I think it'll work just for like a few stitches. Okay, so here's where I tied it on and here's where I ended up. So it is like 5 stitches. I don't think it's a big deal. You can kind of see the, I don't know what color this is, like tan in there, but it's okay. Not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna do 2 more rows in this orange color and then I'm just gonna call it good. And it's done. I wove in all the ends. I'm so excited to use this, you guys. Okay, so I decided to go with the pot holders, and here's the yarn I'm gonna use. This is already started a skein. It's an acrylic wool blend. It is so scratchy, like I would not want to make this into a garment or anything that would touch the skin. So I'm happy to just put it towards a pot holder that, you know, doesn't matter. This thing is pretty old. If you can tell, the label here is already yellowing. I got this so long ago, I don't know, 7 years ago, something like that. And this was given to me by my sister-in-law who was moving. So who knows how long she's had this. This is an old skein. I've been slowly working on it. It was like a whole pound of yarn. So I already used, I don't know, maybe 2/3 of it. So I still have quite a bit of it left. So we'll see how many pot holders this will give me. All right, the last stitch, and this is basically, in order to have it to be double layered, you need to knit in the round or crochet in the round, sorry. Flatten it out like this, like a rectangular thing. So you're gonna sew over here, and then it's just gonna be like this with the stitches going diagonal. So that's the idea of it. It is quite small. I thought it would be a little bit bigger, but I didn't do a gauge swatch, so that's my bad. And you are called to knit with a smaller crochet hook. So this is a size 4mm, but you're using a size 4 weight yarn. So of course it's going to be smaller because the stitches are more dense, which is nice. I actually like that a lot. Good morning, friends. It's another day. I just did the seam over here, and mine turned out wonky. It's not a square. It's kind of a rectangle, sort of a parallelogram. I tried to fix that issue by the seaming process. I'm not sure if it worked too well, but it's going to be functional. I think it's going to be fine. I will go ahead and whip up another one. This is what I have left right here. I don't think that's going to be enough to finish one more, because this actually used less stitches than what the actual stitch count is supposed to be. And I used a little more than half of what was left. So I'm going to have to probably get another one and do yet another stripy situation. Okay, so the top drawer has all of my already started skeins. So these are half used. And there's like another wool, I think. I don't know, will this work together? Yeah, kind of like that. here's what I have. It's what it looks like if you do it flat on both ends, the same. But then when you fold it in the way you're supposed to, this is kind of how it goes. This one is a little bit more like it's supposed to be, a little more squarish, but because I didn't do a gauge, mine is still off a little bit. See, if you put it in like these two middle parts, they're supposed to be completely exactly the same in line like this, but it's not, just like this one. So I guess I'll get two parallelograms rather than two squares. I don't know if you can tell, they're kind of slanted on this side here, just like this. Yeah, that's okay, I don't mind. So I'll go ahead and stitch the middle, and then this one will be done. All right, here they are, finished both of them. Although, you know what's weird? Even though this one had more stitch count than this one, somehow this one is still bigger than this one. Like, this is thick, you guys. This is probably a good ½ an inch right here. You know what I mean? Like, I really am excited to use these and to replace the really scary looking ones that I have, so. So we finished those two projects. I love getting things done. Okay, so the next project I would like to tackle in this video, the last project for this video, because this one might take a while, is a summer top. So I found one on Ravelry. It looks like this. It's by Girly D. De Los Reyes. It's called Bee Crop Top. I really like it because it's lacy and it's using thread cotton. I have a lot of thread cotton. I've thrifted some, I've been gifted some, I have a lot of it. So specifically, I'm thinking yellow and black because that's like, I don't have enough of the yellow, I don't have enough of the black, or just to make one full top out of one color. Plus, this particular pattern calls to double strand. So, yellow and black. I have more of the yellow left, you can kind of see like by the rings here, than I do of the black. Like you can already see the cardboard through it. I might have to go get some more black at the store, but again, I don't know how much it's going to use. So yeah, I need to get these out of my stash. So let's work on that. So just to clarify, I just did the full row count. So for the cup, instead of 8 rows for the small medium size, I did 9 rows. And then total, instead of 22 rows, which ends about here, which would be around your armpit area, I did 40 total rows. So that's how I'm gonna do it. I'll let you know how it turns out. We finished the second cup, and now we're going to be attaching the two cups together and then working up this long strap on this side. So I finished both of these. So I finished the strap. This is connected, and now I need to start doing the outline on the top of the top of the bralette, whatever you want to call it. I did end on like the side, so I'm just gonna slip stitch all the way up and then go ahead and start the shells shell stitches all the way around. I did mark the wrong side with a stitch marker because that's where I wove in the ends. I don't want to lose that. Okay, so I finished. We got the two straps. We got the very pretty, like wavy outline. I don't know if you can see that. All the way across and at the end. All right, so now all I have left is everything below. So let's see. So it's gonna look something like that. Problem is yarn situation. So the yellow, we still have a bit. I mean, I'm not sure if it will be enough for the entire thing, but the black, guys, it's almost gone. I finished here to here. It's about an inch, about 4 rows, and I'm out. I had just enough. Let me show you. I had just enough black yarn. I put a stitch marker to hold the stitch in place because I don't even have enough black yarn to like pull the loop out so that the stitches don't come undone. Good morning, guys. It's next week. We had a wonderful Easter weekend. Kids had fun. We had a feast. I spent a lot of Saturday food prepping and making lots of different desserts, which I normally don't. So it was a very big treat for us. Here's what I did. In between all the shopping for groceries and all the stuff, I was already at Walmart, so why not? What they had were black and yellow. They did not have, I would have gotten 2 black ones so that I could do like stripes or something with this. So I wouldn't have to get another yellow, but they didn't have it. So I do want to finish this project, get it out of the way so I can move on to the other projects that I have. These yellows don't really match, if you can tell, totally different tones. But since we're double stranding with the black, I'm hoping it's just going to transition smoothly. So yeah, we'll tie this one on right now and then we'll see what happens. Update. Here is the difference. Can you tell? Here's the old yellow, here's the new yellow. I think it's quite the difference. So I will not continue keeping it, the 2 colors in the same row. Like this, I will unravel this whole row and just redo it only with this new yellow because it's just not going to work very well. It won't look so good. And she's done. I already wove in the ends and this is how long it turned out to be. It actually looks nice against the background of the white wall back there. It looks so good. These half pineapples, whatever you want to call them, this lace pattern is so pretty. The pattern only calls for this top string right here to be used. So, but I made two because I'd be like bending over picking up my toddler or my baby or whatever. I don't want this bottom part to just like flap open and flash everybody. You know what I mean? So I kind of decided to do something safe. Let's do a quick recap of how many balls of yarn we used. So the first project was the rug. We used 2 balls of Bernat blanket yarn. If you remember, the white one didn't have a label, so we'll count this label as 2. We also used in the pot holder this entire ball of yarn, which was the scratchy wool blend. And we also used 2 of these thread skeins, so black and yellow. However, we're not going to count these because I went to the store and basically just replaced these. So that brings the count down to 97 skeins of yarn left. Not too bad.